this story. This starts with Mary and the boy on a tiny aeroplane. When they are about 800 feet up, the pilot tells them that it is his first solo flight. He doesn't know what to do next. Soon they're losing height and running out of fuel. Suddenly Mary tugs at the boy's cuff. A rook has settled on the wing. His quick brain has grasped their plight. With great haste he departs in the direction of a local rookery and returns within seconds with 800 rooks. They settle on the wing's fuselage and nose and flap like hell until they've landed safely. "I can't thank you enough," says the boy. "You've saved our lives. What can I do in return?" Here's the rest of this episode in the boy's voice. Head Rook looks at me keenly and tells a sad story. Apparently, the Earl of Fuck, who owns their rookery, is fed up with them and next weekend is arranging a house party to shoot them all dead. Is there anything you could do? New chapter. I had a homosexual affair with Lord Fuck at school, and I know him well enough to telephone. Yes. That's right. We're going to blast those fucking rooks to pieces next weekend. I've got a big party coming. There's Nicky Shit, Lord Arsehole Drew, Rory Scott. Bring a gun and join us. Come in time for dinner. Head Rook, though terrified by the news, is determined to resist. He gathers his flock and they return at once to their rookery. Once en route, they stop at the gunsmiths and purchase tutus, shotguns, grenades, daggers, explosives, and other weapons. For 3 days they practice manoeuvres, defence drills. They are meticulously soldiered by Head Rook. On the Friday evening they climb their trees and take up positions. Nicky Shit and Lord Arsehole arrive in a small sports car. Their faces are flushed. I would guess they've been abusing themselves during the tiring Friday evening journey. A little later, other members of the house party arrive. All get very drunk at dinner, and at 3:20, many piss into their glasses. Next morning, they set off in the direction of the rookery. Assistant Rook gives the alarm, and all take up their appointed positions. Robins, doves, thrushes and pigeons gather in neighbouring elms. They have heard the news and watch eagerly. Lord Fuck fires the first shot. He is too badly hungover and misses. Then Nicky Shit raises his shotgun and sends 400 pellets up into the branches. A junior rook cries, twists and falls 400 feet. The Labrador takes her carcass to the mortuary. Now Head Rook retaliates. He aims directly at Nicky Shit's heart and fires. He's crumpling and down on his knees. Blood pours from a deep wound. Labrador drags him away. There's a loud cheer of encouragement from watching birds. Lord Drew's turn. This expert shot fires a direct hit and Assistant Rook dies instantly. Lord Drew fires again and another junior rook falls. She's not badly hurt, just a broken wing, but she's captured and mercilessly tortured. They want to know about the rook's weapons source. How many other rooks are up there? Which rook was responsible for shooting Nicky Shit? But brave junior rook lowers her head and refuses questions. They are furious and pull her wings. She is in agony and sweat pours off. Then Lord Fuck produces a penknife from his pocket and slowly cuts off a claw. "The pain will cease if you will betray your friends." She shakes her head. They lose patience, throw her to the ground and stamp on her. Labrador protests. "That's awful. You can't behave like that." Immediately, Lord Fuck kicks Labrador in the wigs. In the ribs. "Whose side are you on?" Head Rook, enraged by this cruelty, throws a hand grenade at Lord Drew. It lands in his pocket. He tries to get it out, but it's too late. He's split in half and his bowels come out. Head Rook orders his staff to retreat. They climb further into the trees and try to disguise themselves in the foliage. An assistant throws a hand grenade at Rory Scott. It lands on his feet and explodes immediately. He's blown to pieces. Now the gamekeepers are running to the rookeries. They carry heavy rifles and order all rooks shot dead. Head Rook is determined not to surrender and order his rooks to keep their heads down and aim for Lord Fuck. A sharp-eyed junior rock scores a direct hit on one of Lord Fuck's testicles. Sperm pours out and every rook laughs. Lord Fuck is furious and orders his gamekeepers to set fire to the tree. There is a pitiful screaming as the poor brave rooks are suffocated by dead smoke. They fall into broad nets held by waiting gamekeepers. However, one senior rook managed to slip into a mask and remain conscious. Single-handedly, he resists for a further 20 minutes and hurls stone, shit, and hand grenades at Lord Fuck and his men. Finally, he collapses with exhaustion and falls to the ground. Lord Fuck, unable to control his anger, kicks at him till the skull cracks in several places. At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Lord Fuck's cook, Miss Grieve, is preparing an enormous rook pie. Lord Dobb is coming over from Skelton with a party of 10. There must be no mistakes. She uses the finest ingredients: expensive hand-grown flour from a local mill, carrots from the home farm, and mushrooms flown in from Dijon that morning. Miss Grieve has won many international competitions for her pastry, and her celebrated Coineau de Fine won the Golden Bowl at the Salon Culinaire in Paris last summer. The estate poulterer has already plucked and gutted the rooks. 18 carcasses wait for Miss Grieve's attention on a wooden board. She sets the oven to ratio 6, places rooks, stock and vegetable into a pot and covers with pastry. Then she reads a woman's magazine for 20 minutes. Suddenly she is disturbed by a moaning from inside the oven. She opens the door and sees a rook trying to push his way through the pastry. He has cleverly avoided the poulterer's deft hands. He carries a pistol and appears to be in a furious temper. Before Miss Grieve has a chance to raise the alarm, he has jumped out of the oven and pointed his gun at her. "Stay there, stay where you are and don't move or I'll shoot." Rook jumps into the sink and runs the cold tap. He's trying to get the gravy that mats down his feathers. Rook then leaves the kitchen. He flies cautiously to the library. Lord Fuck is reading Country Life in a deep armchair. Rook aims, fires, and Lord Fuck falls forward. Severe face lacerations, brain hemorrhage, and other grievous injuries. He dies in just over a minute. Then Rook gives a signal. Immediately other birds enter through the open French windows. There are giant eagles, carrion crows, vultures, and other large species. In 20 minutes, they have completely dismembered Lord Fuck's body. Every limb is sorted and neatly stacked. Then Rook produces a knife. He shaves off edible flesh from wrists, thigh, and chest. This is taken to the kitchen, and Miss Grieve is forced at gunpoint to add it to the pie. That night, Rook returns to his tree. Depression soon sets in. He is desperately lonely without the other rooks, and sometime during the night he throws himself off a branch. He is found by woodsmen and buried in the animal graveyard. But when Lord Fuck's heir hears of Rook's foul deeds, he orders the body to be exhumed and thrown to the dogs. You may have noticed that Mary hasn't featured very much in this.